It's a lot like volleyball, then a little bit like racquetball. Put it all together, and you got Wallyball. At the Eastern Athletic Club in Brooklyn Heights, the EAC will hold a volleyball tournament Sunday, March 11th at the Eastern Athletic Club in Brooklyn Heights. And joining me to talk all about this is George Cassius. He's the executive director of Wallyball International, and Eric Archer, three-time volleyball champion. All right, let's talk about volleyball first. How did it get started? And let's talk about the origins of the sport.
Back in 1979, a racquetball player by the name of Joe Garcia put a rope across the two walls. And from there, he started throwing a ball around, and years later, 2 years later, we actually developed rules similar to volleyball, which is what I was involved with. And then we developed the ball. The ball looks just like this blue ball. It's made out of rubber, and people say, why is it rubber and why is it texture? The walls usually that you play in a racquetball court are white. This way you can see it, because the ball is traveling at almost 80 miles an hour.
Now, it's a similar color of a racquetball.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Also, it has a rubber texture, because what we do when we play with this ball, unlike volleyball, you normally serve into the wall, and there's a spin. So by having rubber texture, it grasps the wall, and it can have it slide down or it can pop out, and it's just learning how to serve could take hours.
Now, from what I gather, really, he came up with this on a whim because racquetball use was on the decline.
That's correct. We were, and in addition to that, instead of having two players, in volleyball you normally have 6 in a court, 3 on each side. And that created more and more use of the racquetball courts.
All right. Eric, your involvement. Yes. When did you get involved? No, you played volleyball also, right?
Yes, I started playing volleyball, outdoor volleyball. Actually was playing in Prospect Park. We all know Prospect Park. I was invited by a friend to play volleyball.
You're a professional volleyball player also?
Yes. Basically, I went to Eastern Athletic. I was invited there and started playing volleyball. I loved the game, and that's happened approximately 16 years ago. So I've been there playing for Eastern Athletic for at least 16 years now.
So it's similar to having, say, volleyball, which is outside during the summer. Now you can take the game somewhat indoors, yes, but at a tighter space.
Yes.
Absolutely. The court size is about 2/3 of a regular volleyball court. And the height of the net is the same. All of the rules are basically the same. There are 2 minor changes. Here you can block and spike a serve. And there is no open hand dinking, which a dinking shot is doing this. Everything else is totally identical to volleyball.
Now, let's talk about the tournament, especially the big tournament that's going to take place Sunday, March 11th at the Eastern Athletic Club in Brooklyn Heights.
12 o'clock noontime is when we expect to start. Eric is one of the players who was a contender for this. There are 18 players that are select players from around the United States. We've been doing this tournament for 26 years. And we have 18 men and 6 women. And every player will get an opportunity to play with every player. Every player who wins gets a point. The one with the most points after 20 games, which is a lot of playing time. Each game is about 15 points. We will start around noontime, finish about 7, just to give you an idea. So whoever is left at the end of approximately 20 games will win the prize. The prize was done by the American Wallyball Association, by Rudy Morrell, who's donated $1,000 sponsorship money for the one player to win.
He also was a player. So right now he's retired playing volleyball, but that was his big game.
You know, have you seen the game since you started grow a lot? Has it got much more competitive? What was it like in the beginning when you first started to play?
Well, at the beginning that I first started to play, there was a lot of competitive play. You know, there was players from pretty much all over the country, all over the world, I should say, not just the country. Eastern Athletic is pretty much a rainbow of all the players. You should say, I could say, pretty much.
Is Eastern Athletic Club the sponsor, or is Eastern Athletic Club also backing the league, or what?
Eastern Athletic Club is a sponsor. I would say it's the birthplace of volleyball on the East Coast, and it's certainly the stronghold of volleyball nationwide. When you mention the Eastern Athletic Club team, anybody putting on one of these shirts that you see here, they know. That's not one of the shirts. I brought that so that if people think we're saying.
Which one? Okay, we're going to hold this up real quick.
There you go.
That one? All right. All right. Got that? Good, good. So that's one of the shirts right here. You know, when we come back, we're going to go to a break. But when we come back, we will continue our conversation about Wallyball right after this.
BCAT Presents is a half-hour show which highlights Brooklynites' diverse range of interests and concerns. We cover cultural events, parades, poetry readings, and so much more. So tune in to BCAT Presents. You can catch a new episode every Wednesday at 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. Time Warner, Channel 56, Cablevision, Channel 69.
In case you're just joining us, we are continuing our conversation about Wallyball. Wallyball is a growing sport here in the country, and the executive director, George Cassius of Wallyball International, he's joining me, and also Eric Archer, three-time Wallyball champion, is here. Let's talk about what do you need to play this sport? What
I bought
are some
of
of the
the props that I use.
Okay.
Real simple. This is an inexpensive sport. Knee pads if you want to protect your knees. Just a shirt.
Now that net, I noticed the color. What is this? Is this the top?
That's the official color.
Can we stretch it out a little bit?
Sure.
I don't know if we can.
But anyway, if we can get the little color.
That's blue and yellow, which is